think the racial wealth divide is one of the greatest challenges to the American economy, and that if it's not dealt with, we won't have a strong middle class to keep the economy going.
Wealth, which is all your assets minus your debts, so your home minus your mortgage, your student loans, so on, is what's left over, and that's that wealth. And so wealth, unlike income, can really kind of give us a better picture of what a family's long-term economic security looks like.
Most Americans now don't have the $68,000 we think is needed to even get into the middle class. The median wealth for Americans right now is only $64,000. And that's a decline from a little over $75,000 30 years ago. And we see that where most of this decline is happening, we think what's leading it is African American and Latino wealth.
40 years from now, black households at the median are projected to have zero wealth. 20 years after that, Latino households at the median would have zero wealth. That's assuming that everything stays constant. But given some of the policies that are currently being advocated and rolled out by the current administration, it's more than likely that this will get even worse.
No American has recovered from the Great Recession in terms of wealth, which is why I think all of us are feeling economically insecure. But white wealth has never been below what it was in 1983, unlike African Americans and Latinos.
Given that tax reform is a timely discussion topic happening here on Capitol Hill, I think we should look at the tax code and think about ways of reforming current policies to be able to provide that boost and additional support to low-wealth households.
The middle class didn't just appear. It wasn't just through market forces that all of a sudden this country had become majority middle class. Actually, more money that was spent on the reconstruction of Europe was spent in creating an American middle class in the 40s, 50s, going into the 60s. But of course, people recognize in the 40s and 50s was a time of legal segregation. We need a 21st century investment because we have a whole new America, a very different America demographically, and we haven't done that type of investment in them.
We have to start not only thinking about universal policies so that they can be able to touch all families and all households of color, but also kind of targeted policies that not only allow you to have access to that policy, but allow you to get additional support and benefits to be able to build up that economic security.
The tax code is the #1 kind of source of investment in wealth today. We've had studies that over $650 billion a year are invested in wealth development. The problem is this $650 billion disproportionately goes to the wealthiest Americans.
When we're looking at cutting out massive amounts of funding and putting additional restrictions on current safety net programs that help families, we can only imagine that the racial wealth divide is going to get exponentially worse.
Our concern is that with the ongoing racial wealth divide and with the population becoming more and more filled with people of color, that the country is going to lose whatever remnants it has of the great American middle class, which was a great white American middle class in the 50s and 60s.